Tricia, and just let me know, what you need from me.
All right. Great, everyone. Welcome. As Karen said, welcome to Self Care Wednesday. My name is Tricia Blake, and I'm going to, as Karen said, run through the program. Our session is on finding your flow. For those that are new, the first Wednesday of each month, we meet up and usually talk about a specific topic on self care because it is so important. It is so important. Self care is not selfish. Our creative health, our mental health, etc. We really need to do what we can to promote, that and engage in different kinds of self care activities. Also, for anyone new, as part of our community, we do meet each week to learn, support, and be inspired with each other. So thank you for the grace. I was having some technical issues, but we are ready to go. So I will run through some announcements, about 5 minutes or so. And yep, this is me. Just check the slide. My title, if you haven't caught it, is Wonder Woman. But I really, by day, for what I'm paid for, I'm a change management practitioner, which means not just, I help to make change comfortable for people, and that's about facilitating conversations in organizations that help elevate their change experience, and that's really about transforming or forming conversations about change. And I am also an XR enthusiast, and I'm a proud member of this XR Women community and team. I do manage social media, but give me some time because I will soon add futurists. I said it here first. I will soon add futurists to my name, and I will be in a top 50 list. So I say Wonder Woman because I am a wonder. Today's special to me as well because 1 year ago today I hosted a panel event at Self Care Wednesday in honor of Black History Month, and I'm honored and blessed to be back today. We're gonna go into we will get into just after the announcements into finding your flow. So for anyone that is new, who is new here, I know there was some networking off at the top of the session. Welcome. If you would like to either drop in the chat or because I can't see who is new from who is not new. If you want to just take a couple of seconds to introduce yourself, that would be great. Do we have any new people joining us today?
Yeah. Anyone? I think HD, I know. Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
Nadia and
awesome. HD, welcome. Welcome. Happy that you're here. Nadia is new?
Nadia is not new, actually.
Okay.
But every time this these cookies appear on the screen, and somebody who is on the stage has to remove the cookies, this message. But
Yeah.
I tried to step twice on the stage, but I don't have permission to remove the message about the cookies. So
I'm
they
so
keep
sorry,
about
Nadia.
50% of the screen, and
I'm
especially they are on the bottom. When please
yeah.
don't put important information on the bottom. So
Okay, okay. Yeah,
only
I can't
once
see the
Karen
cookies
was
message.
able to switch them off.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, so sorry that you're experiencing that, Nadia. And I don't see it, and so I can't do anything about it. Maybe I'll send a message to Jessica from iLearn and see if she can help. But I think we tried that before. I do apologize, and but it's lovely to have you back. As I said, Nadia's been a member of our community for a long time. She's an architect, and she lives in Romania,
No, no,
and
in Bulgaria.
in Bulgaria. I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry. I
have a
apologize.
boundary with Romania.
Okay, okay. Anyway, so I'll be quiet and let Tricia continue on now. Yeah, sorry you're having that problem, Nadia.
Yeah, sorry about that, Nadia. It's for the grace. But yes, again, welcome to anyone that is new. We do want to thank our hosting sponsor, Immersive Learning Research Network, for the Virbella platform. Here we are in XR Women Hall. So special thanks to them. If you haven't joined our network to get our newsletter, please sign up. We do have a database of XR women speakers that is growing. So if you are interested in sharing a topic that you are passionate about, reach out and we will definitely connect. And as always, you can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Twitter as well as Instagram on social media. And also, if you're not new and you haven't done it already, please join our Slack channel for conversations where we share our work. We seek out mentorship. If you need an invite, just drop it in the chat and we will send an invite to you because we're also a growing community over there. Please follow XR Women Bull. So our intentions for 2022, this is like kind of like our XR Women intentions and affirmations, connect to other communities and worlds, building cultural agility and global impact, mentor and support learning with XR learning resources for the community. We do have a lot of resources to share, and again, that is growing. Advocacy as well for diverse XR talent through our XR Women Museum. That's in Frame VR. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out our museum, please do. I think there's probably a slide coming up on that. And, we have a database of knowledge in our community. So, yes, so visit Frame VR, the XR Women Museum. It is phenomenal. It was curated by Jenna Lambert, one of the amazing XR women on our team. It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. I love it. And in celebration of Black History Month, I found a quote that spoke to me. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. And this is a quote from Dr. Mae C. Jemison, the first African American female astronaut. She is not just an astronaut, also an engineer, also a doctor. To the stars. It's just she was not limited by other people's limited imaginations, especially being the one of the first African American female astronaut in space. I believe it was on Endeavour. And side note, Black History Month should be celebrated 365 days, not just a month, but we've got some work to do. But it's celebrating the contributions of the community. I'm in Canada, and it is officially recognized here. I know that it is officially recognized in the U.S. as well, and I do believe in the U.K. Black History Month is in October, but it is an opportunity for us to celebrate, to reflect, and to honor the legacy of those from the past, as well as those from the future, and even just exploring just across the diaspora, because it's not just the U.S. and Canada. There we have a very large diasporic community across the world. And we love to support our XR women and our allied communities. Allies are welcome. Women in technology, just a shout out to Women in Technology, the WXR Venture Fund, XR Vienna, again, XR Women and Allied Communities, Latinas in Tech. We also Black in XR, and I believe Women in Tech, and I'm sure that this list will continue to grow. And for an XR Women Spotlight, Elise Smith and Heather Shen's Praxis Labs, don't know if anyone knows, raised $15.5 million utilizing VR for justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. One of the aspects of our weekly meetings, we do like to spotlight things that are happening in the ecosystem, and we wanted to highlight Praxis Labs as a Black and Asian woman founded company utilizing the power of VR. Oh dear, I think I clicked on, there was a cookie. Thank you. Not sure what happened there. Okay. Next spotlight is on the Femme Futures Grant, chaired by Lisi Linares and Wendy Sherman. The deadline for that is March 1st. This is supporting the work of women artists in XR. So deadline again is March 1st for that.
Tricia, if you don't mind, Lacey, if you want to say just a quick word about that?
I don't see the slide.
You don't see the slide. Oh,
Does anyone else see the slide?
you know what? Look at the top
Yes,
right
I
of the
see it too.
screen, Lacey, there's a refresh button. Try that.
I
That.
can't because with my Wi-Fi right now, if I do
Ah.
that, I'll just like go off into Neverland.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Okay.
in
Well,
any
we have the beautiful image. We just, it's very, sparse. STEM Futures Grant chaired by Lisa Linares and Wendy Sherman, the deadline, and that it's supporting the work of women artists in XR.
Well, yeah, what I want to mention really quickly, a big shout out to Wendy Sherman that redesigned our logo. We've just finished up a rebranding of the fund, and I am urging anyone that's interested in what we do over at Artisan to hop over to a meeting, get to know us, and get to know the projects that get submitted to us. We're in the process of raising more funds, and I'm just really delighted that Wendy and I have been able to join forces and really resurrect this fund. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. So for an upcoming event, the future of work. Oh wait, what? I'm not touching it. So is that you, Karen?
Yes, that was me. I
Okay.
think I got a little too enthusiastic there. Sorry.
No worries. So for an upcoming event, the future of work, VRAR Chicago, there is a panel event that's actually today at 4 o'clock Pacific time or 7 o'clock EST right here. Or no, that's actually on the Verbella Open Campus, the next evolution, immersive technology, and the future of work. Upcoming event, the SEC Poly, celebrating the work built for the immersive web. There will be a watch party in XR Women Museum. That will be on February 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. EST. I'm not sure if Julie or Sophia, who are the hosts, I believe, for the event, for the Polys, if you'd like to share anything about this upcoming event.
Sure. Yeah, so this is the celebration of the immersive web, otherwise known as WebXR, and a portion of what will become Web3 technology and metaverse technology, because it's all, open source. Um, and it's just basically showcasing all the innovations and pioneers over the past year and more of kind of what's been going on the development of the immersive web and projects that are going on in within the immersive web, and that basically means being able to access 3D content over your web browser through URLs through the click of a button, just like our XR Women Museum in Frame. So definitely come on by and join one of our watch parties. And it's going to get very meta in there. We have some fun tricks lined up.
That's right, yeah, and one of the watch parties is in the XR Women Museum, so it would be super cool to have you all join there and watch the event from there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. I can't wait to see the red carpet. The walk in the red carpet. So upcoming event, Kai XR with artist Amy Sherrill, exploring the Obama portraits in the metaverse. That's on February 16th at 3 p.m. PST. What is this? Looking for innovative history month activities for your students. So if there are any educators out there, join Kai XR for a fireside chat exploring the iconic Obama portraits in virtual reality. And Act Now VR. I'm not sure if anyone had an opportunity to attend the launch of Act Now VR, but another day is coming up on February 20th, all day, in support of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 16, which is peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development. That is in it is in alt space, and it is an amazing, amazing experience where thousands unite from around the world to see this.
Yeah, really awesome. And Celeste is here, I see. And yeah, congrats to you, Celeste, and Athena, and Cause and Christy, and everyone else involved. Wow, what an amazing experience. Yeah, really cool. You all should check it out.
Yeah, thanks for coming, whoever made it down. We have another event coming up on February 20th at the Uluru Kata National Park in Australia. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we're really excited. So, yeah, please feel free to follow us at Act Now VR.
Awesome. Thank you. And we have the Gatherverse Summit on February 23rd to 25th. XR Women is a community partner for the Gatherverse Summit. Ways for you to participate: submit a cause to feature. You can submit a framework, manifesto, or paper, or even host a gather. Join the watch party in the XR Women Museum on February 23rd. And next week, we have Nyambura Warungi and the Afro Cyborg VR Collective right here at our usual place and time for another XR Women Wednesday meetup. So she will be our speaker. And now there's me. I think we're going to be getting into it. Finding your flow. All right, so for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm hoping, uh, that, can you move the slide forward? We're just going to go through finding your flow. And today's flow is, we're just going to do a quick flow energizer. And that's really me just asking a question to this group here. I'll ask some other questions throughout the presentation, share a definition of what is flow, and then we'll get into what I'm calling the 3 in 3 system to finding and maintaining your flow. So just to ask if we can move the next slide, what does flow mean to you? Drop it in the chat. Thinking of the word flow, what flow mean to you? I see Monica says getting lost in something I love to do, balance of work and life, ease. Yep. Getting into my work and just feeling it. I love that, Karen. Robin says less friction in work and life. I see Stephanie, ease in creation. Caitlin, optimizing life. Creation. I'll just take an opportunity for others to share what they think what flow means to them. Means moving. I like that. Finding my peace place and where everything feels like it is in alignment with the moment in time. I love that one. Grace. Indeed. Next slide, please. So as you can see, flow can go by a lot of different names, like you've all mentioned. It's losing yourself in the moment. When you find your abilities are well matched to an activity and the world around you, it gets really quiet, then you're able to achieve, just about anything possible. Flow is like being in the zone, runner's high, being in the pocket, if you're like, it's a sports analogy, or in the cut, being at a peak, I guess, a peak experience. The godfather of flow, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the author of flow, he wrote a book, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, and he similarly talks about A flow experience involves deep concentration, an optimal balance, an optimal balance of skill and challenge, and a sense of control and satisfaction. If you think about dancers, they would say their concentration is very complete. The mind isn't wandering. They're not thinking of something else. They're totally involved in what they're doing. And the energy, is flowing very smoothly. You feel relaxed. You're comfortable and you feel energetic. I used to play the piano, and I've always felt like that concentration is almost like you were breathing, and you just don't think of it. Your hands are just moving over the keys. The roof could fall in, and if it missed me, I really wouldn't be aware of it, right? Um, Another example, I think, of when I'm in the flow, and it has been since the pandemic, or really much since last year. Are there any supernatural VR fitness fans out there? Because I say I'm a supernatural athlete, and I definitely am in the flow when I jump into my headset and do a flow workout, aptly named flow, or even a boxing workout. It doesn't even have to be a fitness workout. Once I'm in the headset, I'm so involved in what I'm seeing and the experience that I'm immersed in, like I'm locked in, not thinking of, anything else. How many can relate? I see, yes, love supernatural. Yes, 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 love it. I love it. VR Tai Chi, definitely have to try that. I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one. But no matter what you call it, if you've experienced a time when you've lost all sense of time because you were totally immersed in whatever you're doing, that's flow. You know, Getting into flow doesn't have to mean you're doing something monumental either. You can get into it feeling like just by dancing, even running, cooking, playing a game, putting together a puzzle, even. So my next question is, when was the last time you were in flow? If you want to drop that in the chat. Right now, yes. Yoga class. Awesome. Right now, I'm loving that. All right. That's what's up. I meditate most mornings. That's a deep flow state for me. Thank you for sharing, Celeste. Snowshoeing. I haven't done that since I was a kid. But snowshoeing definitely sounds like a flow state. Morning herbal tea. Awesome. Walking in the woods when I paint. My next question, when do you know you're out of flow? Yes,
Can you
Celeste,
repeat that,
DJ, love
Tricia?
that.
What was the second question?
When do you know you're out of flow? When are you not in flow? Like, do you know when it's happening? Too much multitasking. Yep. When I can't concentrate from task to task. When things feel hard. Yep. Yeah, I can feel that one too. I know when I'm going, yeah, the breathing is very easy. Thank you all for sharing. I love that. So next slide, please. So now that we've defined it, both formally and informally, like what flow means to us and how we've defined it, we know what it is, we've experienced it as well. And sometimes it may feel elusive, especially sometimes in this season, but there are some ways to find it and maintain it. And this is your 3 and 3 ways to find and maintain flow. So the next slide, I'm going to go into 3 ways to find it. Slide, please. Slide, please. So the first one is to declutter your brain. Cluttered brain, that can take the shape of a lot of different things. Worrying about things that are completely out of your control, even things like holding on to negative emotions and experiences, ruminating, you know, um, resentment, holding on to past hurt, even anger and sadness. You really can't be innovative or in flow when you're worrying about a lot of things that are outside of your control. So the first way would be to declutter your brain. It's the first step to really getting getting your power back, getting your flow back. And I know that it's easier said than done, but from a personal story, I can tell you there was a 3-year period where my mind was beyond cluttered, and some may have called it yarn brain. So this photo, I was like, yeah, I felt like that. I was feeling like that for a 3-year period. I was laid off, separation at the same time, scared to lose my home. All of the things created lots of confusion, distraction, and it prevented me from trying to, create clear priorities and make sound decisions, having focus and even being productive. And I really had to, just like take a step back to quote unquote declutter my brain and just some things to think about to tackle the clutter. First one is work on your sleep hygiene, get some sleep. I noticed a lot of you in the chat had talked about trying meditation. That's another one. This one really helps because it helps to figure out what's keeping you stuck sometimes by committing to a practice of meditation. Take your mind to a place where clarity is natural and it's effortless. For if you haven't tried it, I suggest taking some time to practice meditation and build that into your routine to help declutter your mind. Writing it down often helps as well. Empty your brain and transfer whatever thoughts you have. Put it on paper. Journal. I don't know if there are a lot of people that journal, but journaling also helps. I think the point is to keep whatever serves you and discard the rest. Take the opportunity to think about what you're thinking about. Any of the belief systems that are holding you back are definitely going to keep you out of the flow. You don't need it. That this is an ongoing thing to clutter your brain. Next slide, please. We're going to go into number 2. Number 2, build your fortress against distraction. So I have another question for everybody here. What is the opposite of distraction? I'd love for you to drop it in the chat. Flow, these are focus, concentration, being present. Being a Jedi. I love that. Not being stressed. Traction, focus brings traction. So yes, actually, you are right. Traction is the opposite of distraction. Distraction is the enemy to flow. And when you're getting traction in life, you're in flow. No traction, no flow. Can't concentrate, you can't be in flow, period. We're no longer in an information world. We're in an attention grabbing world. How many people are doing the Wordle that new Wordle craze that's happening? Another app that I've added to my phone. How many notifications you have on your phone right now? Don't look, because that's distraction. See? I got you. You can achieve a state of deep concentration if you keep getting interrupted. And even if the interruptions are welcome, you get that WhatsApp message from the WhatsApp group, the funny meme, the GIF, a text from your friend. Even if the interruptions are good for your work, or you think are good for you and may lift your spirits, it's still an interruption. You have opportunities to turn off notifications and things like that. But just know the bottom line as to building your fortress against distraction is no focus, no flow. Next slide, please. So we're going into number 3. Prep your brain. So prep your brain, go into a deep state of focus. Now that doesn't require any kind of, sci-fi technology or a probe or a special ray that's going in your brain. It's just, it can be as simple is taking some really, really ordinary steps and prepping your brain. And I was just like, oh, well, I might need to eat. And I know that sounds crazy, but it could be a snack because concentration is very taxing for our brain. And they say that research shows that our focus and stamina tend to improve when our blood sugar is on the rise. Not saying you're supposed to eat a whole meal, because the thing with digestion, it diverts energy from the brain. So a small snack. For me, I might do nuts or I might do like a protein shake or something, to keep me going. Staying hydrated, helps to prep your brain. Your brain is 73% water, and even mild dehydration can cause you to sputter. If you're not hydrated, your mental function, decreases. And drinking water, sputter, SPU, and it might make you stutter too, but drinking water sometimes can correct trouble focusing. But that's one of the theories that they say that it's the brain's way of getting us to pay attention to our basic survival needs rather than big thoughts and ambitions. You may even put on some music, any music that you might like. If I'm going to be in a flow, if it's a work deadline or a project I'm working on, I like to listen to classical music. Nothing with lyrics. I do love to dance to other kinds of music, but my flow state, I use classical music. And for the next one, sometimes I can't even think that for deep breathing, inhale and exhale deeply for, a minute or so. Our breathing can profoundly affect our nervous system and blood flow in your brain. And these are all the things that you can do to help prep your brain. Like just take a pause, take some nice deep breaths to let your brain know that you're safe. You know, allowing yourself to access mental resources when you can't do it when you're breathing shallow. And when you're breathing shallow, feeling anxious, your brain is taking the sign that, you're in a state of fight or flight. So those are just some tips to help prep your brain. And next slide, please. We'll go into 3 ways to keep it. Now we know some ways to find it. The next 3 is about keeping it. This one's probably my favorite. Be present. Your presence is a present to not just others, but yourself. Be present. Be where your feet are. 10 toes down. When we're not present, we let everything in. Presence helps to maintain that brain space. You can listen to positive reinforcements to who you are. Like flow really can only arise when all of our attention is focused in the present moment. And in order to focus our attention on the present, we may need to help trigger a flow state, give our attention to where we are right here and now. So be present. Next slide, please. Number 2, for the second way to get is cultivate simple affirming habits. Some of you have dropped some stuff in the chat. Practicing meditation, breath work, smudging. We protect ourselves from outside influences that might otherwise impede our energy flow. Listening to podcasts even that feed your flow. Protect your peace. I'm going to say that one again. Protect your peace as part of cultivating a simple affirming habit. You as a habit, the results are in your routine. Try to create better boundaries. Be mindful of the things that you're consuming. Be mindful of your ear gate, your eye gate, your mouth gate. Conscious of what we hear and see and say on a regular basis. Know that what is good for the wholeness of your body and your mind is what is truly good. And with the results, if the results are in the routine, that will keep you in traction. And then for number 3, next slide, please. Take care of your creative health. Your ability to be creative and achieve a lasting flow state hinges upon your energy and health. It's not going to happen if you're exhausted and overworked. Find pockets of peace and joy whenever possible. And that's doing whatever brings you joy. I mentioned I say I'm a supernatural athlete. For the past year, again, my VR headset brings me immense joy. It helps me to cultivate a happy, joyful, positive attitude, meeting up with people. Just that's my thing, and I know that's my thing, and I know I'm gonna keep doing it. So it's finding what that is for you. Cultivate a happy, joyful, positive attitude, full of gratitude for even the smallest everyday things. So, to recap, you're 3 and 3. We found ways to find it. So that's decluttering your brain, building your fortress against distraction, and then prepping your brain. And then we talked a little bit about maintaining it, and to maintain it, being present as one of the first, cultivating simple affirming habits, and taking care of your creative health. You know, all that being said, flow isn't the absence. This is going on. It's the pandemic. We're overworked. We've been working from home. I know I've been working from home since March 2020, and it's tiring. Like I'm done. I want to I want to go back into the office, but I still have found my pockets of peace and joy, and know that flow, just means that sometimes for me to get, gotta let go. So with that, I know it's at 12:45. I would just love to open it up for a conversation as to how people are feeling. Uh, what do you do to get into flow? Thoughts on maintaining it. I know I only covered 3, and there's way more that could be covered. Would just love to hear how you are all flowing right now at this time.
Your voice put me in a flow state.
You know what? I agree, Sophia. I think there's something about the pacing and the way that you presented everything here, Tricia. It was just, yeah, it was just really nice. Like, you had the right amount of pauses, and maybe that reflects that you are in your flow, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would say I was feeling the flow, feeling in the flow. And it works. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Caitlin, you're always in a flow. Every time I talk to you, you're always seem to be in a very calm and peaceful state. I'm kind of jealous, actually.
Hello. No, oh my gosh, I've been drinking this in, literally. I mean, it's nice to talk about this in community, isn't it? Because we're surrounded, and um, I'm feeling a flow dynamic with the social aspect too, just following the chats and listening to Tricia's guidance, and also, yeah, just thinking of flow as a swirl, like a dynamic state. Yeah, it's really beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
so too, Caitlin. That like us sharing and just all the comments, you know, popping in response to Trisha's prompts. It just feels like we're in this together, really. I love that.
And I think that's what it's about, where we just take the opportunity to like just connect with ourselves and each other. Um, I believe I believe it's important. I'm definitely a wellness ambassador, and self care, just finding your flow, and even just giving yourself grace when things may seem out of flow. That's okay, but trying to find your way back when you recognize it, I think is important.
Yeah, could I add something too?
Oh, absolutely.
What's occurring to me is you did such a great job, condensing and encapsulating Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's research and Stephen Kotler, who wrote, Rise of Superman, and then this, he's written so many pieces, Stealing Fire. Stephen Kotler's been also researching the neurobiology of flow, and for everyone else who's thinking, oh, but I like rigor, like it's not always lazy river ease. There's great research out there about how rigor and having some kind of level of engagement that's really challenging can be great for flow. So there's like a
Oh,
flow,
yeah.
call it like a flow cycle, where you go in and out of these states of ease and flow, and then in between you also have periods of like deep rest and also deep rigor on the other end. So I guess, in my day I've been playing around with that, like how can I also embrace things that are really challenging, and how to really optimize the flow cycle so that I'm in flow when I need to perform. But I also give myself that word that you said so many times today, that grace, to understand that we're human and we're not always going to be in a perfect state of flow.
Absolutely. I wish, like, can we do some clapping for Caitlin there? That is so on point. Um, there's ebb and flow. It's not
Thank
always
you.
going to be there. Like, just even thinking about athletes and the hard things like that,
Wow.
getting into that is is flow as well. You know, it can mean different things to different people, and it isn't always the some of that easy stuff, right? I love that. I'm just jumping in the chat to see. That was awesome, Caitlin. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thank you.
So I guess if there's if no one else wants to share, if there aren't any other comments, I will close out and say, as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, thank you for sharing this space with me. Um, one of my favorite humans is Maya Angelou, and I will leave you because I felt this is kind of what I did today. Um, I'm bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And of course I flow, and I wish you all the same. So thank you so much for coming out to XR Women Wednesday. I'm sure we can all just hang out, continue to network. I appreciate this space. I appreciate this community, and hope to see you next Wednesday. That's it for me.
Thanks, Tricia.
Thank you.
Yay.
Awesome. Really awesome. Thank you so much, Tricia.
You're welcome. You're
That
welcome.
was great. I think we're all feeling it, right? I think we are.